streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live. You're watching News 6 at noon.
Now at noon, we have a warning for you to safely throw out your holiday gift boxes so thieves don't know exactly what you got blessed with during the holidays. Candace?
And all of our freeze watches that have been in effect have now been upgraded to freeze warnings. Includes inland, Volusia County, all of Lake Marion and Sumter County. But while temperatures might actually be near freezing, other areas will be feeling like freezing tonight. We'll have your full forecast and all the advisories coming up.
Plus, passengers pushing through at Orlando International Airport to head home during the holiday travel rush despite some slowdowns. I hope you've got your patience with you in your luggage, folks. Let's get right into it for your weather, though. Central Florida is in for a cold blast. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos is here. We've been talking about this all morning, making sure people are prepared that when they step outside, it's not going to feel like it did earlier this week.
Remember 24 hours ago, we were together at noon and the beaches were packed.
Yes.
I said, today is going to be the best day. Look, it is empty. Not even the snowbirds are on the beach right now, as our current temperature is 48 degrees, but we still have that breeze in place, which is making it feel a little colder out there. And it's going to be that wind that's going to make things a little more dangerous later on tonight. Hence why we do have not only freeze warnings now in effect, but also a cold weather advisory. Temperatures out the door right now. It is 12 o'clock and temperatures have even moved out of the mid-40s in Marion County. We're still in the 40s in DeLand and the Villages, 53 right now in Orlando, 55 in Cocoa Beach. But compared to 24 hours ago, right now we are running between 20 and 30 degrees colder this afternoon compared to yesterday at the 12 o'clock hour. And again, it does feel a little colder than what those actual temperatures are reading because of that breeze. And the wind chill later on tonight will be the reason why our overnight lows will possibly start feeling below freezing, between about 20 to 30 degrees. So something we'll be watching very closely. And that's why we do have the hazard icon here. We are designating tonight, early tomorrow morning, as a weather alert day due to the dangerous and more hazardous wind chills, as well as some of those freeze warnings. But we'll have more details on what you can expect, especially as we ring in the new year tomorrow night. We'll have more on that coming up in just a few minutes.
Candace, thank you. And we want to make sure we take care of you in case you don't have heat, in case it goes out, or you know somebody who needs a resource. In Osceola County, 3 shelters will be open. One is at the First Methodist Church in St. Cloud, one at Iglesia del Nazareno Casa de Vida, and the other one, the third one, is at Poinciana Church Christian Church in Volusia County. There will also be a shelter open at the bridge off Palmetto Avenue in DeLand. Other cold shelters will be open across Central Florida, so make sure you head on over to clickorlando.com for a full list. Our 12:03 here in new, Volusia County deputies say they have arrested a woman during an apparent murder-suicide attempt. This all involved her disabled 13-year-old great-granddaughter. 69-year-old Deborah Collier, the woman you see on your left, faces an attempted first-degree murder charge. The Volusia County Sheriff's Office says deputies were notified last night after a suicide note was found in Collier's home. It wasn't until a traffic stop that deputies noticed the 13-year-old unconscious in the passenger seat. They said she had white pill residue on her. The Sheriff's Office says the teen required 24-hour care because of her disabilities, with Collier and her husband as the sole caregivers since the girl's birth. Collier is now held on no bond. Also in Volusia County, troopers say an ambulance was hit on I-95. It hurt 3 people. FHP explaining that ambulance was called to a 2-car crash. It was slowing down when it was hit from behind. It sent both vehicles off the road and into a guardrail. You can see that slow down there. We showed it to you this morning. The 2 crashes happened earlier in the day on the northbound lanes. It was just before LPGA Boulevard near Ormond Beach. Troopers say 3 victims from both crashes were taken to a hospital. We've confirmed they're expected to be okay. The 2 paramedics were also not hurt. The left lane of I-95 North has since reopened, and both of those crashes, as you can imagine, are under investigation. Hey, do not let your holiday trash give thieves a free pass to your gifts. Throughout Central Florida, burglar box locations are available for you to safely discard the packaging those pricey presents may have arrived in. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez explains.
If you leave big boxes out on the curb, thieves will have a better idea of what exactly you own and if they should try to steal it. If you got big boxes from TVs, gaming systems, or computers, don't just leave them out on the curb. Drop them off at one of these burglar box locations. This is all about limiting the knowledge strangers have about what's inside of your home. Orange County Sheriff's Office has set up a handful of locations that you can take the boxes to between right now and January 9th. On the northwest side, they have 2 substations. There's one in Apopka and then one in Ocoee that you can drop the locations off. You see them there on your screen. In East Orange County, that is, you can take the boxes to the community center or the La Quinta Inn. On the west side, St. Luke's United Methodist and the Orange County Sheriff's Office both have one of these in their parking lots. And finally, the Sedano's Supermarket on Orange Blossom Trail and the Winn-Dixie over on South Apopka Vineland are also drop-off locations. But it's not just Orange County. Other municipalities are also participating. We have a list of those locations and the ones you just saw on your screen at this story at clickorlando.com. But if you can't make it to a burglar box location, you are encouraged to make sure that all of your boxes are broken down enough that they will fit into your recycling bin and be completely out of sight of potential thieves. In the studio, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
I'm going to keep those gifts Santa brought us. Thank you, Stephanie. Developing here at noon, one of the Deltona parents accused of attacking a school resource deputy is now trying to change her plea. That'll be from no contest to not guilty. There are new court documents to show Dad Maria Ponte filed a motion to withdraw her no contest plea. She claims she didn't fully understand the long-term consequences, and she also says she didn't have all the evidence, including surveillance video or potential legal defenses. Now, the confrontation happened in November 2024. You're looking at a part of it here. This was at Deltona Middle School after her and her husband, Jorge Rivera, came to protest a citation their son got. Aponte says she wants to go to trial, clear her name. Her husband previously entered a no contest plea. All right, in Orlando, we are waiting for city officials to tell us test results after a deadly mystery at Lake Eola. A necropsy was performed yesterday. This was after 12 swans died at Lake Eola in recent days. Leaders say the deaths don't appear suspicious, but they do suspect bird flu could be to blame. The last confirmed bird flu outbreak there was in February of 2024. A cause of death won't be confirmed until those results come back, but the city tells us this could take a lot of time because of holiday staffing. All right, news around the world here. President Donald Trump says the U.S. hit a dock inside Venezuela that he claims was used to load drugs onto boats. Now, the intensification includes yet another strike on a ship in the Pacific. CBS's Aaron Navarro reports from the White House.
The U.S. military announced another strike on a boat allegedly transporting drugs in the eastern Pacific Monday, killing 2 people. It's the 30th such attack since early September. President Trump also confirmed a separate strike on the dock on the coast of Venezuela.
There was a major explosion in the dock area where they load the boats up with drugs. They load the boats up with drugs, so we hit all the boats and now we hit the area.
The president wouldn't confirm more details. He did say he recently spoke to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but nothing was resolved, and he made these allegations.
You have to understand what he's done. They've sent billions of dollars of drugs in. But maybe just as bad, they've sent hundreds of thousands of people in from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions and insane asylums.
The U.S. has also moved planes and ships to Puerto Rico, part of a military buildup in the Caribbean as the administration intensifies pressure on Maduro. President Trump has prioritized foreign affairs during the holiday break, meeting with the leaders of Ukraine and Israel during the past couple of days at his Mar-a-Lago estate in Florida. His teams are now moving ahead with further negotiations. A meeting with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and European leaders is possible next month in Washington. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed optimism about the Gaza peace plan moving forward, winning him some praise back home.
I think it's important to us to be in good relationship with the United States.
The president is spending the day golfing with no public events on his schedule. Aaron Navarro, CBS News, the White House.
All right, let's bring our focus much closer to home here in Winter Springs. The city is taking steps to make sure its fire hydrants will work when they're needed most. We don't really think about this often, but we need them, right? Starting next week, the city will begin an inspection of 1,200 public fire hydrants. Contractors will check their flow rates, their pressure, and of course, make sure all hydrants are cataloged and maintained correctly. A warning, however, officials do say neighbors, you may notice some water discoloration during this inspection process. They say it's normal, and you're advised to run your cold tap until this clears up. All right, holiday travel is still causing some slowdowns at Orlando International Airport. I'm sure a lot of us are very familiar with this look. Some flights saw delays, but despite the wait, many passengers remained in good spirits, and TSA wait times average around 30 minutes. News 6's Angie Casada is at MCO with a look at today's travel conditions.
Yeah, guys, it was definitely a busy day here at Orlando International Airport with a lot of those holiday travelers making their way back home. There were a few delays on the board and definitely some longer lines during the security checkpoints. But a lot of those travelers that we spoke with say that they were expecting those crowds, and they say that they're taking it all in stride. A steady stream of travelers moving through Orlando International Airport today as the post-holiday rush continues. Several flights experienced delays throughout the day, with airlines working to catch up after a busy Christmas travel period. Just like William Maxwell's flight, who's heading back home to Indiana.
I wasn't prepared for it, but at the same time, I really don't see a problem with it. I mean, as long as I get from point A to point B within the day, it doesn't matter to me.
TSA lines move slower than normal, with wait times averaging around 30 minutes. Airport officials say most travelers came prepared, arriving early and expecting the wait.
We're here very early today, 4 hours.
Yeah. You say that like it was like Dad's fault.
No, it's Mom's fault, actually.
It was Mom's fault. But it's good, though, because you're prepared. Even with delays, many passengers remained in good spirits, saying a little extra time at the airport was a small price to pay after the holidays. Airport officials continue to urge travelers heading out later today to check their flight status. You could use your phone, use the app, and give yourself enough time. Reporting at MCO, I'm Angie Quesada, News 6.
And find a comfy chair like Angie if you have some delays. Thank you so much for that report. All right, tired of your sprinklers having a broken head and flooding your yard? We got you covered. Coming up, News 6's handyman Eric Von Enken will show you how you can fix your broken sprinkler in just 15 minutes. And before we go, a live look from our Mount Dora camera. You can see clear skies, but what you don't know is how chilly it'll be. So make sure you stick around. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos will have your full forecast after this.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Florida Lottery.
Don't you hate when you turn your sprinklers on and find out you got a broken sprinkler head from the flood in your front yard? Well, I'm News 6 anchor Eric Von Enken, the handy newsman, and I'm going to show you how to change this out in 15 minutes. This is the step that's going to take the most time. It's also the most important, digging up all of the dirt and all of the grass around the sprinkler. Here's a shovel. Can you dig it? There's a few reasons why you want to dig a hole about a foot wide around the sprinkler. First of all, so you can work on it. Secondly, so you can make sure the pipe down below is not cracked. But this is key. Also, so when you pull off the old sprinkler and put on the new one, you don't get any dirt in the feeder line. And then, just screw off your old sprinkler head. It is really that easy. And if I were you, I'd take it with you to Ace to make sure that you get the right replacement, making sure it's the right height, but also the right pipe diameter. Once you picked up a new one, screw it in, and that's it. You are finished with installation. You'll probably have to adjust the angle and the distance of the spray, and every rotor head is just a little bit different, but don't worry, every one comes with its own instructions. And again, this repair is for a broken sprinkler head, not a broken pipe. We'll show you how to fix this in another segment. For now in Oviedo, Eric Von Aken, Getting Results, News 6.
Thank you, sir. All right, I hope I never have to do that, but I know I can because of his step-by-step instructions, which are actually posted on clickorlando.com and include materials and links. Just look under the Getting Results at Home tab. All right, let's get you back outside. A live look at our Launch Credit Union Port Cam at Port Canaveral, which happens to be the top spot to take a cruise in the area for across the country, too. We were talking about that this morning. If you got a cruise, good luck to you. You can get out of this cold weather that Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos brought us because, my goodness, it certainly feels like we're in a different part of the country right now.
I know there's a lot of people planning on jumping on a cruise to celebrate New Year's, but if you're going to be here in Central Florida, you're going to have to bundle up because it is going to be a chilly one. Temperatures at this point in time still in the 40s at the 12 o'clock hour, but then later on tonight, it's going to be much colder. It's going to feel much colder than how we started off this morning before temperatures slowly start to warm back up as we bring in the new year. I put the little hazard icon here. Tomorrow will be a weather alert morning. Not so much the whole day, but the dangerous wind chills, those freezing temperatures, and the feels like freezing temperatures together will pair for the potential for kind of more dangerous conditions. But then as we ring in the new year, look at that temperature in Orlando, an overnight low of 40s. Some areas could be in the 30s as the clock strikes midnight. Now temperatures out the door again. There are still a couple areas, a couple of you guys in our northwestern zone still in the 40s at this point. The rest of Central Florida right now in those mid 50s. And for the most part, temperatures are going to struggle to get to near 60 degrees. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for your Tuesday.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
All right, your highs today, upper 50s to low 60s. Some of our coastal communities could maybe get to about 61, 62 degrees. But again, it is going to be bright, sunny skies, just not warming us up much. The problem goes later on tonight. Not only is it windy right now, our wind gusts between about 15 to 20 miles per hour, but we'll still have just enough of a breeze in place tonight. Although it will weaken, it will be breezy enough to make some of these temperatures where the thermometer might be reading the 30s, it might be feeling more like freezing up and down the I-4 corridor. So these are the official forecast lows. This is what the thermometer reads, not what the body feels just yet. I'll show you the difference. You can see the thermometer could be reading below freezing in our northwestern zones, even stretching into inland Volusia County, which is why we do have freeze concerns. Earlier this morning, we talked about a freeze watch that has been upgraded because of the timing. Now a freeze warning for tonight, really early tomorrow morning to be exact. On your New Year's Eve morning between 1 and 9 a.m., that's going to be our highest chance to see some of those freezing temperatures. Certainly frosty conditions can't be ruled out further south, so frost potential still in the forecast, but the freeze warning is in effect for Lake Marion, Sumter, and inland Volusia County. So that's because of what the thermometer reads. Let's talk about what it will feel like. This is the wind gust forecast for tomorrow morning, showing those winds clocking between 19, 20 miles per hour, maybe a little stronger along the coast. So what it will be feeling like to the skin, what we call the wind chill, could be feeling like the mid-20s for you guys in Marion and Lake and Sumter County. Could be feeling near to below freezing up and down the I-4 corridor, even feeling near to below freezing for you guys in Volusia County as well. Now, because of the wind chill, we have a second threat, and that's what we call the cold weather advisory. Same time frame, but this includes all of Central Florida due to the potential for that hazardous wind chill. So remember, cover up or bring in those sensitive plants, especially some of those holiday ones you might have. Obviously, bring in the pets. The pipes, though, they will be fine this time around. You can see the New Year's Eve forecast for tomorrow will be still pretty gusty tomorrow. Temperatures still once again like today, struggling to hit 60. But notice by the time the clock strikes midnight tomorrow night, it will be downright cold. 30s and 40s almost area wide, even along the coastline. So if you're going to be out and about getting here or there for any festivities, just make sure to add that extra couple layers. You will certainly be needing it. And then as we ring in the new year, temperatures will be rebounding as we thaw out back to the 70s for your weekend. Lauren.
All right. Thank you so much, Chief. The Trump administration has announced millions of dollars in funding for health care. This is in rural areas all across the country. So coming up, we will break down the numbers as part of the Rural Health Transformation Program. We'll be right back. Welcome back here at 12:23 on your Tuesday. We want to get to some health headlines, and the Trump administration is announcing the amount of funding each state will get for the first year of the Rural Health Transformation Program. So awards range everything from $145 to $281 million. It's a total of $50 billion over 5 years. Now, half that money is split evenly among states. The other half is awarded through a point system that's based on certain sets of criteria. States will then be rescored each year, and those funds could be drawn back. We'll talk about much more of that. Of course, we'll have it on our website as well. Stick around. We'll be right back.
All right, let's look at those temperatures. It's going to be chilly tonight, down into the 30s in Orlando. Northern areas get below freezing, so we have a freeze warning in effect. Everybody, though, will be under a cold weather advisory. You're talking about dangerous wind chills. So we do have technically kind of a weather alert morning. Won't be all day. It's going to be a beautiful afternoon today and tomorrow. Get out there and enjoy. Just bundle up if you're going to be out for New Year's Eve.
That's all it is. And on clickorlando.com, we have a list of warming shelters as well. We're going to go make a beeline for our cars. We'll see you back here at 4.